Hello, I'm going to show you how to create a class in Google Classroom and get started with your students. So the first thing you need to do is you go to Google, the start page Google, and you click on the 9 little dots, symbolizes Google's apps, in the upper right corner, and you choose Classroom. And when you're in Classroom, you want to look for the little plus sign in the upper right corner here. If you click that, you have a couple of options. Join a class or create class. We want to create a class, so I'm going to click that. And here you can name your course, perhaps what class you're teaching and what subject. And then you click create. And now your class is created. So the first thing we need to do is to get your students in here. So we go to people. You can see the options, stream, classwork, people. So you click that. And you see you can add a teacher. For example, if you're several people who are teaching the same class. I'm not going to invite him at this time, but you can see at the bottom here where it says invite. You click that and he is a teacher member just as you in your class. Instead, I'm going to start with my students. So I click the plus sign with my students and you can just search for your students' names and add them directly, and they would get an invitation to their email once you hit invite here. This can be a little bit time consuming if you have a lot of students in your class, but there's a smooth way where the students can add themselves to your class with code instead of you inviting all your students. It works like this. If we look at the first page again, where you can see the stream, if we go down just below the title here, you can see the code for your classroom, and you can make it bigger so it's easy for your students to see if they're actually in your classroom. But this can also be copied and posted to ManageBack, for example, or any other platform that you might work with. So even though your students are not in your physical classroom, they can still add themselves. Another thing that I find useful is to change the theme. You do it by clicking at the bottom right corner of the picture. And you can see that Google comes with a variety of pictures for you to choose from, different kinds of themes, stuff like that. Below you can also upload a photo of your own. I find this useful because you can, for example, you can sort of color code different year groups, so it's a little bit easier if you have a lot of classrooms. It's a little bit easier to find them. So you can upload a photo of your choice that you find suitable, and then upload that, and it will change the theme. All right, to the important stuff. The work that you will be posting, assignments, material, whatever you want to use your classroom for, this is where it gets really useful. You go to classwork, and if you click create, you get some options. Assignment, or material if you want to upload something that they will find useful, or have some sort of exit ticket, you can have a quiz or something. I want to start by actually doing an assignment. So put in the title of your assignment and instructions, for example, and then I will click add. You can add from Google Drive, a link, a file, a YouTube movie, or you can create something directly. You can create material directly from Google's own apps. I'm going to choose a task sheet that I made in Google. So I'm going to add that. And here it says students can view this file. There's another option, a couple of more options. Student can edit the file. So if you want them to collaborate in the same file, you choose this. You can also make a copy for each student if you want each student to have their own copy of the file or the document. I just want them to be able to read this, but I'm going to add something else. I'm going to add a film scene that I want them to have their own copy of. So I'm going to choose that. If we look to the right here, you see that it says 4. You can see all your classes here. So if you want to post the same assignment to several classes at the same time, you can just tick in the boxes. And if you look a little bit below, it says something with points. I usually take that away. You can set the due date. And also, if you design some kind of topic, you can list several of them under the same topic. For example, if you have several things under the same unit. So up here where it says assign, because now it's time to post to your class, and it gives you 3 options. So if you click on the arrow, you can see assign, schedule, save draft. Okay, so assign, so you post it directly. If you want to schedule it to a certain point, let's say you have a quiz, for example, or a test or something, you can schedule that so it begins at an exact time. I want to assign this now, so I want to post this to my students. So I'll click assign. And here's my assignment. Of course, Google Classroom has lots of other functions, but this is just the basics that you need to know to get you up and running with your students. So good luck!